Thanks very much. Out on the A4 Maidenhead Bridge coming westbound out of Slough. That's looking very slow at the moment. Roadworks on the M4 at junction 10. They're running fine in both directions. You'll have no problems going through those. But coming down on the A329M, the slip roads from Bracknell, they're looking a little bit busy eastbound when we flew over those earlier. And if you're heading towards Reading, Kings Road approaching the Cemetery Junction, got queues there at the moment. Will Jackson in the Starship.
Star FM.
Still delays southbound on the A322 in Bracknell. The roadworks are out.
Yeah, we listen to the radio and we take so much for granted, don't we? There's the records, the disc jockeys, it all just seems to happen. And there's those travel reports as well. Those guys are up in the aeroplanes looking down across the motorways and giving us those up-to-the-minute reports. Well, we're at Fair Oaks Airport today, just outside of Woking, and we're going up with one of those flying eyes to show you how the whole thing's done. Here's our pilot, his name's John Esser. He's going to be flying us around. John, the plane, what sort of plane is it?
Martinavia, Italian made, nice and sleek like Italian women. It's
oh really?
It's beautiful.
An expert here, obviously. Yeah.
Expert. Twin piston engine, four-cylinder engines. Cruise about 150 knots.
What's that in real money?
175 miles an hour, really.
Right.
So we can cover a lot of real estate.
And what sort of height would we be flying at this evening?
Ideally, we try to fly at 1,500 feet above the ground. That gives us the best balance of what we can see in the traffic compared to upsetting people on the ground, basically, and keeping the noise down.
Is it a different job, this sort of flying, than, shall we say, the normal sort of stuff?
Yes, really, because normally we'd fly much higher.
So it takes different skills then?
Not different skills, but obviously what we've had to do is to learn the countryside and learn our way around. So when we're asked to go to individual places, we don't waste a lot of time.
Oh, where's that then on the map then, eh?
Absolutely.
Very congested when we flew over the top of the Wandsworth one-way system. All westbound approaches very slow, especially York Road, Swandon Way and Battersea Rise. That's back from Clapham Common. A40 outside the Vanguard factory, we saw an accident westbound down to one lane there because of an accident. Very slow from the Hanger Lane gyratory system. Also queues on the A49 from the Target roundabout into the roadworks. Will Jackson in the Sunrise Skywatch.
So, Will, tell me, just how high are we exactly?
We're flying at 1,500 feet at the moment. You can see the altimeter over my shoulder. It's one of the controls in front of the pilot. Tells us we're flying at about 1,500 feet, just high enough to get underneath the cloud base at the moment.
Because it's very cloudy today,
Still see the traffic, yes.
Now, the thing is that, I mean, you're one of the broadcasters with the company Metro, who actually supplies the airborne travel service to a number of radio stations in the south of England. What stations will you be broadcasting on today?
Today I'm doing the stations along the south coast, which is Southern FM, which covers Sussex, and Ocean, Power, and South Coast Radio, which are based in Hampshire. So I'm doing the stations along the coast, and we're flying over Sussex at the moment.
And we're also going to be doing a special one in the Star FM, aren't we? 101.6, a little bit later on as well in the flight.
Yeah, that's right. We'll be going over Slough, Windsor, Maidenhead, the whole area that's covered by Star FM.
Now, the traffic information itself, how do you actually compile that?
This is the main source. We know roughly where the traffic jams are likely to be, and we're also obviously in contact with the police forces who can tell us about accidents, things like that, special events we get from the council, and we also have a fleet of bikers who are out and about checking on the traffic spots. Very slow. Problems on the M4 westbound, that's slow into the roadworks to junction 3 near Heston, and the M1 northbound towards Hemel Hempstead very slow up from junction 7 to 8. North Circular Road, the A406 westbound through the Lee Valley, you've got some queues there. Blackwall Tunnel northern approach, that's back to Bromley by Bird at the moment, and in Wanstead on the A12 Cambridge Park Road outside the tube station. As you head along eastbound, that's very slow because of a set of roadworks. A2 eastbound very slow.
So, Will, just how complicated it is actually putting the information together to actually do the traffic broadcast from the aircraft?
Well, we get various information sources. We have people on bikes, we have people calling a thing called the hold-up hotline, which is where the people can phone in on their car phones and tell us about jams that they may be stuck in. So we compile it all. We also have a list of the roadworks and things that we know are going on in the area. It's just a matter of putting it all together and trying to make some sense of it for the listener.
But you're actually doing that yourself. You have a ground controller, don't you?
I have a ground controller who I can hear in my headphones. My ground controller is called Laura Summers. She talks up to me and gives me any live information that they've called in with.
Do you have to have a good local knowledge of the areas that you're broadcasting to?
Obviously it helps because you're trying to describe the information, describe the roadworks in people's minds as they go through the roadworks. So it does help to have a local knowledge, although we have got the A to Z to hand.
What are the major difficulties of doing the job of broadcasting from a plane?
As you can feel, probably air sickness is a problem. I've got the... do keep this to hand at all times, the sick bag there.
This will be the bag here then, right?
That's right.
Motion sickness bag, the original no less.
Very important to have one of those.
Have you had cause to use it?
Not yet. Come close a few times. We've had a few thunderstorms recently which have been quite nasty, but otherwise it seems to be good fun, and on a nice day it's absolutely beautiful. It's the best job in the world.
So you really enjoy the job?
Definitely.
Okay, now understand you've got another broadcast to do right now.
Just got one coming up. If you hold on, this is for Star 101.6.
101.6 FM, Berkshire Star FM.
Good evening, Mr. Pike, sir. Barely see a thing, but can just... We're flying quite low, only about 1,000 feet, so we can actually see the traffic very well still. And it's looking not too bad. Problems on the M4 westbound, that's slow into the roadworks to junction 3 near Heston, and the M1 northbound towards Hemel Hempstead very slow up from junction 7 to 8. North Circular Road, the A406 westbound through the Lee Valley, you've got some queues there. But coming down on the A329M, the slip roads from Bracknell, they're looking a little bit busy eastbound when we flew over those earlier. And if you're heading towards Reading, Kings Road approaching the Cemetery Junction, got queues there at the moment. Will Jackson in the Starship.
Star FM.
Still in descent. Full flaps. Pumps are on, lining up on the runway. Got the centre line, acquired it. Trying to just wash off the speed now. 90 knots. Speed, right height, 300 feet.
Check 110 at 5 knots.
Awesome. 5 knots wind. Slightly across us. Knots holding off and holding off, touchdown. 70 knots, front wheel down. Throttles back. That's it. Feet on brakes. And anti-logger for me, please.
So the next time you're driving along the road...
Excuse me a second. So the next time you're driving along the road and you're wondering where all that travel information's coming from, just think of the guys that are flying about, from the M25, London, Slough, Windsor and Maidenhead, and giving you all those travel reports from the Flying Eyes.